That's because she heard you.
Welcome to another episode of For Better or Worse. Got a miss. So today's topic is age ain't nothing but a number. It's a double standard, when men date younger women, right? Versus when women date younger men. Men always get called out as perverts and stuff like that when we just attracted to youth. But it's funny how it's understood when y'all do it. It's okay when y'all do it, but it's a problem when we do it. Maybe she just attracted to a fully grown man who got his head in the right place, who offers security. It's not always about perversion. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think yes, men get talked about when dating younger women, but also you do have when women are talked about for dating a younger man. More the person mother will be upset that the son is talking to a woman the same age as her or around her age, and they will make it known. The family will make it known. You just don't hear about it as much as maybe on social media, but that is around. I don't think it should matter. Age shouldn't matter as long as it's a healthy, good relationship. But those that are not healthy, then yeah. I mean, like, is it okay for a 27-year-old to talk to a 17-year-old? No, it's not.
Why not?
Number one, that 17-year-old not even of age to even.
Depends on the state. So what's the difference between a 27-year-old and a 37-year-old?
Dating
Well,
age and age of consent is like two different things.
right.
Like what's appropriate for a person to date, and then just because it's legal, don't mean it's right.
I agree, but I'm just saying, like, some would argue, like, what's the difference? I mean, other than maturity.
That's
That-
the big
physically,
difference.
physically, they're ready.
Yeah,
Well, the
that
biggest
would
difference
definitely
is
be the
maturity.
All
difference.
right, so see, this is the bull crap I'm talking about. Y'all know daggone well when y'all was in high school, y'all was 17 years old, 16 years old, somebody with a nice car was pulling up at the school, picking one of your friends up, or trying to holler at one of y'all. So y'all sit here as adults and all conservative, like, no, it's a problem. No, and daggone well, the dude was getting out the car, opening the door for you, shut the door, you look at your little friends like, I see you later. I ain't trying to hit.
Well, I think that it depends on the age. If that was so, if I was 17 and he was 22, 23, then, it would be different because I felt like I was mature. My mind was mature enough at 17, I think,
Right.
to be able to date a man who was older because I was mature. Now, when it comes to men, y'all are not so much mature at that age.
I don't know that's a myth, but go
I don't think
I
it
think
is.
it is.
Yeah, I think that women definitely mature faster than men.
I think maybe in the beginning it's like that. Like men are often the older women get, the immature they get, and the older men get, the mature they get. In a sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to repeat that. Repeat that.
I can explain that because, like, you're right. When we're young and we're dating, we do a whole lot of crazy stuff, right? But like the older we get, the mature we get. Our minds mature, our brains mature. We got a little bit more life experience, and then the older we get, we start looking for more stuff. But women, because they mature early, they put up with a whole lot of bullcrap in the beginning, dealing with guys their age that's immature, putting them through all the crap, and then by the time they of age, they're like, I had enough.
That
You know what I'm
definitely can
saying?
be true.
But that goes into why, like, a lot of younger women would be more attracted to older men because they got all of that out of their system. I would agree with y'all and say 17 and 27 is too young because 27 is still young too. You're still trying to figure it out.
Or
Right,
they're
you
looking
got
for
high school.
stability. And that's something else that we got to think about when young females look at older men.
Right.
They're looking for stability. A lot of them are looking for a male figure that they can look towards as being a male role model that they may not have had when they were growing up. There's different reasons.
Right.
But yeah, so
Stability is a big thing, but also
Yes.
experience. Like you deal with somebody who, if you're in your 20s and their 40s, they've already been through a marriage. They already know how to be a partner. They already know how to be in a relationship successfully. So it could be more exciting to be with somebody who has that experience versus somebody who's your age and doesn't.
and it's individual based because not everybody who was 40, I can say.
Yeah.
But hold hold on, but like you said, like sometimes with the women, they might be looking for a father figure. Can the same be said as a for a younger guy to date an older woman that he's like looking for a mother figure?
Yeah,
Definitely.
sure.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And
I
they're also
mean,
looking
they're
for stability as well.
and then
It's
not
the same,
also
yes.
that they don't even have to be older, but men can be with a woman that is of their age and still be looking for her to be a mother.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
true.
Exactly.
That is definitely true. And men learn the hard way. Ain't nobody gonna love you like your mother. And it typically be and it's always like a mismatch. It'd be a good guy with the wrong girl or vice versa that's willing to be looking for the right type of love. They just everybody end up with the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why we see so many instances of like age gap relationships, because it's women who might be looking for that father figure or that older person to kind of guide them. And then some men who are like, I just need somebody to take care of me and somebody who knows how to take care of me. So sometimes you just kind of fall into it, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even intentional. Like you were saying, sometimes older guys will be with younger women because of their attraction to youth, but sometimes it could just be how the circumstances shake out, because they're all looking for something different. They're all looking for
But the initial thought is definitely
yeah.
the youth part.
Well, okay. With that being said, let's talk about the risk. Right. I'm gonna speak from a man perspective. A for a older guy messing with a younger woman in a relationship, an older guy don't got a whole lot of time to play around, right? Let's say somebody like 45 and the girl is like 30, 35. Like she still got a whole lot of stuff in her system to a certain degree, even though she may be mature. But that's a big risk for an older guy to put 10, 15 years in. And by the time she 40, 45, he's 60 years old. So like it's kind of like one of those things. What are the risks for women when it comes to dating younger men?
I would say it would be the same.
The same,
Same
exactly.
risk. Yeah. I'm at you could be at 30, between 35, you're at your peak, ready to
Yeah.
have children, and you mess with somebody who's 20 who
Yeah.
just entered the field. No,
And then
like,
once
you
he
can't.
turned 25, he's no interested
He's
in
no longer
what
interested,
you have
right.
going on. He's looking back to his age
Yeah,
group.
because and then to the fact that even younger, because
Yeah.
your eyes is going to see, like you'll see a younger guy regardless of you're in a relationship or not. Like somebody could still be attractive looking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can say,
Definitely.
well, that's a pretty girl, that's a handsome guy, or
Right.
whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
like you got that. You know what I mean? Because um, I guess I guess it's like a Goldilocks zone for like age date age dating, because like maybe it's okay if you like 25 and 35 or 30 and 40, but like if you go a little younger it's like and a little older it's like because it's too many risks involved for either side. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree because when you're thinking about whether you male or female, and you take somebody straight out of their youth, and your mindset has to be to groom this person into what you want them to be, because there's no way that they're already there,
Yeah,
because
that's
they
kind of
haven't
predatory though.
Yeah,
exactly,
of
they have
course.
not experienced enough to give you what you need as an adult based upon your previous experiences.
Yeah,
And
that's
So you
true.
have to that have to be your mindset, you
Yeah,
know.
because like like it is men out there, and I'm pretty sure y'all can speak to that would love to dominate and rule over and put a foot on your neck. And if he could get you at a younger age and get in your head and mold you, you
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
It makes it that much easier to control you
Yep.
until she rebel eventually, and just snap out of it and get away from.
Mhm.
Have any of you women, ladies, excuse me, ever experienced that?
I haven't experienced that, but I did date a guy that was 11 years older than me. Um
How old was you at the time?
I was 22.
Okay.
Um so I appreciated our relationship because at that age he was showing me things that I haven't been shown, and taking me places that I didn't even think about going, like far as overseas and everything. But the issue was he wanted to like just make it official, like far as merge, like a forever, because he was at that age where he was ready for that. Me, I wasn't. Like
He
that
was still
scared
coming up.
me.
Yeah,
Right.
Mhm.
right.
So that, of course messed up our relationship, but you will also have that as an issue like when a person is older and they're ready for
See,
that
that's what
long
I'm saying. That's
commitment.
what I mean by like what I said, like the risk for men, older men dating younger women. Because let's say if you wasn't honest and upfront and you let him on and you played the game because like he was showing you a lifestyle, y'all was doing a bunch of stuff, he had a whole lot of life experience versus little Bobby Joe wanting to smoke weed and not really do nothing with his life, and you got this
Mhm.
man established doing things that's appealing. You know what I'm saying? And he trying to lock it in, and you like, yeah, 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 yeah. But he's getting older. That 33 turns to 35, turns to 40, and we change dramatically. You might not see it, but we feel different. The same way women change. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's what I mean by the risk factor. So have you guys ever let a guy on that was older?
No.
No, I
No.
dated a guy. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead,
Did you
Mom.
want to go? Okay. So I dated a guy who was 10 years older, and
That's kind of the
I
Goldilocks
mean,
zone,
I
11 to
think I
years.
think I think 10 years is the range. You
yeah, and
shouldn't
it
go
was.
above
I
10.
was gonna say it was
Yeah.
awesome. It was not like he didn't go into the situation saying, okay, this is gonna be my wife. This was just gonna be somebody who I was gonna date,
He
and
understood.
we were gonna. Yeah, it
He
was
understood the
not.
risk factor.
Yeah, it was not. This is gonna be everything. We were dating, and that was it. He knew that this wasn't somebody who he could come in and,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, manipulate and all that other stuff.
Right.
So, you know, it was a fun
And
time.
he was
I
probably a safe
enjoyed.
to crack, wouldn't
I
he?
Yes, I enjoyed that 10-year difference because he definitely he showed me some things,
Right.
that I wasn't familiar with. Just like basic things like fishing. Like I wasn't thinking about no fishing. Who
You
the
and
hell
your
want to be
man take
sitting
you
on
fishing,
some?
huh?
Yes, yes.
Y'all had fun?
We had fun. We had fun. We went
I
away
love
for
it.
like, yes, 7 days, and it was awesome. Like I would never even imagine. Well, before then, being out on a lake fishing. Like
Right.
who the hell do that?
Thanks,
But it
focus.
was
Thanks, focus.
nice and it was
Yeah.
very relaxing. He showed me how to just like relax. Don't always be so on the go all the time and always doing something. Just
Yeah.
relax, and it was
Mhm.
okay.
Sade, what
So
I like
about you?
that. I feel like I have experience in like both areas. Like I've dated people who are 10 years younger than me versus 10 years older than me. And I think
Uh-oh. That's like,
I think it's pros and cons to both. I think like with younger people you get like this sense of spontaneity and excitement and youth.
yeah.
It could be fun and exciting, but that stability, that reliability, um, I tend to prefer, but
Mm-hmm.
I also realize that it's a lot of pressure from older guys. And I was putting a lot of pressure on the younger guys. So me, I feel like dating age is a little bit of a number because I would rather date somebody who's my age because I don't like feeling the pressure one way or pressuring somebody another way to either be in a
mm,
faithful, committed relationship.
Mm.
So
mm.
So, all
Well,
right, answer me this. Did those experiences change your expectations with the guys that you met after that? After dealing with the older guy, getting that experience. Like, so when you met the younger guy, what was your expectations? What did you expect? And what did you notice that was different that he didn't come prepackaged with?
yeah, I mean the way that an older guy, a gentleman treats you is totally different than somebody younger. Because I've dated both as well, but the younger guy just he was not mature enough, so it didn't work. But dating somebody who's older, they teach you. They definitely bring respect to the table. They open doors for you. You don't have to worry about okay, we're going out. He asked me to go out. Am I gonna have to pay for my portion? You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about that.
never say a check.
You show up and dinner is prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the things that you would want as a woman to be,
Okay.
if somebody asks you out on a date, you should expect that they're going to be the person who's
Because
making the
Yeah,
reservations,
but
making planning the
yeah.
date, not somebody
normally want to
asking
meet you at
you.
the spot.
Yes, not asking you what do you want to
Split
do.
the
Services.
bill.
Well,
Yeah.
you
No, but the
yeah.
other thing to consider is maybe it's not always a net positive dealing with older guys too, because they come with like this strong headedness, this sense of like this experience that like maybe they've been cheated on by women and they expect you to do the same thing because you're younger and stuff like that, or they're not willing to hear you out
They
or listen to
understand,
what you got to
but they
say.
understand your options.
Yeah, okay, but the point I'm trying to make is that it's a great thing,
Yeah.
but that also comes with a few negatives.
Right.
Mhm.
And I guess it depends on the age difference too.
Yeah.
Because if you have someone who's maybe close in age coming to the table and they're older than the female, then they know how, she's gonna, well, for me personally, I'll say I'm gonna let a guy know immediately what my expectations are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that there's no cut cards, there's no surprises. This is my do's, this is my don'ts.
Mhm.
So whether either we're gonna be in this thing together, we're gonna date together, or it's just not gonna happen. I ask all the questions that people are uncomfortable with asking.
All right, hold on.
What
My
that?
wife is looking at me. You have a question for me?
No, I don't. I turn and you looking at me
Oh, no.
smiling.
It's so beautiful over there.
Oh,
Aw.
thank you. Thank
Aw,
you.
thank
So,
you.
okay, my turn. So y'all doing all that.
All right, go
Look,
ahead.
See? Go
I,
ahead.
I dated somebody before I met my wife that was 5 years older than me. And it was different than dating somebody that was younger or my age because it was a whole lot of expectations and it was a whole lot of I ain't dealing with this. It's going to be this way or that way.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? It ain't going to be. And it was like kind of like I like this person at the time. Excuse me. I feel like I'm about to get hit.
Like
No,
no, do it.
No, but no, I like this person at the time. And, but as the situation started to unfold, I felt like that same risk factor that I talked about, I was like, wasn't that the person wasn't a nice person, you know what? Or but it was like when I turn 45, you're gonna be 50.
Right.
I would naturally would want somebody younger.
I mean, I'm
That's
glad.
I'm just saying,
No,
But
I'm.
that's 5
I think
years.
that's
no,
a
I'm
male
saying
thing
the person,
too.
Wait.
she did stuff. She did. It was like she was already she just understood a lot of stuff that I didn't never get, and no women never because they wasn't her age. They wasn't that far along and had the life experience that she had.
So
You know
she
what I'm
was
saying?
intimidating.
No. It was just that I don't know what really made me back out. It was the age thing.
But
I think that was the first. That was the appeal initially, though.
this is what I want to say. I'm glad, number one, that you backed out because I got you.
But she was.
But
She
but
she just got,
but
she
it
got out of
seemed
there.
like the only issue you had was the 5 year
The
gap.
age thing.
And that
Mhm.
shouldn't have mattered if everything else was good.
fall
Like
in
it was
line.
like in your head about
No,
the
but
the
5
age.
years
all
is
fairness,
short period of time.
Since we going and be honest, it wasn't really the 5 year things. It wasn't like nothing physical. It was just the fact that I was just in a long relationship, right? And I was trying to, and it's like you know how you get out of relationships and you just kind of used to being in relationships. And I came to the realization that dude, you need to relax for a second before you jump right into something. You need
Yeah.
to breathe. It wasn't nothing that she did wrong. It was me. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah. First, it was one of those things was understood and got to be said, and then it turned into something. And when it turned into something, I literally like, yo, X Y Z A B C.
Yeah.
And nobody that told her life experience. Like I knew not to fuck with this little dumbass motherfucker. But it was for different reasons. Why for me? Because I was just in something that was really long term, and it was like you got to give yourself time in between.
Definitely.
That's
But
Definitely.
But that age thing was a big thing for you. And I kind of want to circle back. Like, we're all socially conditioned. I think as women, as we're growing up, you're conditioned to look for the stability, the responsibility. Like, you need to look for a man that can take care of you. But men, y'all socially conditioned to look for something different. Youth,
Yeah.
beauty, it's
yeah, that's
it's
just the way we
different.
wired.
Yeah.
And not only that, she already had like her plans was her plans. So me meeting somebody that's my age or younger, and like we kind of at the same level in
Developing
life,
plans together.
in life.
Mhm.
So I could say, hey, we could kind of build more together and go out direction together. Versus like she was going to do, it wasn't going to work anyway because she already had her problems and learned from mistakes, and I'm not going to do that again. And then here I am.
Yeah.
I'm not, and with my situation, the way my personality set up, it just wasn't going to ultimately,
Yeah.
You would be a fit-in dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
It has to
You
be.
gotta fit into her
Yeah.
plans.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And they
it
should
wasn't-
never be that.
Right.
I got you. Yeah.
But I think I do. It just seemed like just from all the stuff that we're talking about, it seemed like these type of relationships they can work out, but they just for the most part temporarily when everybody's in that Goldilocks zone and everybody kind of go back to their home field and take their ball and go home. You know what I mean? At a certain point, because it's like, when we get older, we get older. If I'm 50, you 60 is a different like when you up in age, 50 and 60 is a big difference.
Mm-hmm. That's
You know,
true.
now he might have a stroke, a heart attack, and he like this, and you still moving around.
I was
Like,
gonna say it can be, but nowadays these 60-year-olds,
That's true.
they look like they 40.
That's a good
them
point
niggas in the
too.
gym, and
They
taking
look like
Viagra.
they're 40.
They
So
shit, four young niggas. These niggas established. They got every day 401k,
and
and
this
they got
is
Viagra.
And maybe that's why the old
this
men looking for young girls. They say, I need somebody to take care of me, period.
So once
but
upon a time, y'all had the sugar daddy. He wasn't trying to have sex. You know, he just was pay your little bills, your cell phone bill.
some talk,
I
some
don't think-
company.
Do you know what
I've
sugar
never.
is?
Now
Yeah.
he got.
that's what I was about to say. That's like they
Oh, I'm confused.
yeah.
He wants something
I'm just
too.
saying now, more or less, maybe our mothers and grandmothers, because there wasn't no Viagra. Now these sugar daddies are dilly. They want everything. They want with the young dude.
They don't want
They
it all.
taking testosterone. They getting the Viagra. They just like a young person, an old man body in a sense. They got
True.
everything's working.
I mean, you got sugar daddies, you have sugar mamas.
That's true too.
Yeah, sugar babies.
Sugar
Because
mama.
everybody's taking care of everybody now. Like really.
But nobody really want the sugar mama. Like
That's
you
not
know what's crazy?
true.
You could look at a lady and tell she a sugar mama.
How?
That's
From
not
a man
true, though.
perspective,
They're-
because typically it don't matter how a woman is. It's like I can't see none of y'all being a sugar mommy. Period. Because this the way y'all are. This period. Some women give sugar mama like I'll do anything to keep a little dude in here. I'ma
I
feed
see
this
what you
little
mean.
nigga.
It's
I'ma
a difference
fix dinner,
between
and I'ma give him. You need a game for your PlayStation 5.
I got
The
you.
new Call of Duty coming out. Here's a pair of butters. And it's guys out here who be looking for a mom.
Yeah, but I don't consider that woman a sugar mama. Like I mean like the sugar mamas that literally just will have a little young dude they give to whatever just for the young dude to come by and make them feel good now and then.
Oh yeah.
And maybe it's a
That's how
difference
you would
between
do it if you was a sugar mama.
No, I wouldn't be a
How
sugar
would
mama.
you
She's like, no
hypothetically?
thanks. No.
If you was a sugar mama.
I wouldn't be. I have a sugar daddy. Say no.
Yeah. Like this is the way that we wired. We don't.
Man, listen, I'm coming over there. Shorty better cook. When I come over there, I might have fruit olives. Make sure your little badass kids sleep.
And that's all you
If
need.
hypothetically, if I was a sugar
Yeah,
daddy,
but I couldn't like getting older for me because
be a
I
sugar
am the
mama?
oldest in the room. I would never be a sugar mama just because
Hypothetically.
I would never be a sugar
No,
mama.
it's hypothetical. That's not real.
That's my answer. I would
That's not
never.
hypothetical.
I couldn't
That's
be
real
a
life.
sugar mama because I would have to teach this young nigga how to do what I need him to do, and I'm not
He's
willing to do
impressionable.
that.
He's
I
like a
would.
sponge.
It takes time, and I'm not gonna pay for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pay to teach you when I can just please myself. I'm okay with just.
No, it's not. No, he ain't going. The little young nigga, he gonna
What
come
else
take.
can he give
He
me?
gonna come take the trash out.
I got a
He gonna cut
son.
the grass.
Give you a little foot massage.
I can
No,
hire
You gonna do it-
somebody.
No, you ain't gotta argue with the young dude like you argue with your son. The sugar dude, whatever, the young,
sugar
whatever.
dude.
I
The
said
sugar
He
dude.
gonna come. He know. Like on his way in, you got him a little kid. He come in. He take you hear the back door shut because he went to take the trash out.
What comes along with
And
the
then,
sugar
you know what I
dude?
mean? And he
Do
knows
all
to take it in
the little
microwave.
sugar babies come along with him? Like he got little sugar girls on the
Oh,
side,
little sugar
but they're little babies.
They ain't got nothing to do with
It
you.
do have a lot to do with me. I can't do. See, me personally, I'm a emotional person. So if we're not emotionally attached, you couldn't be anything for me. You're just gonna be on that level. You wouldn't even be able to get that close to me because I'm not emotional attached. I couldn't pay somebody to make me feel happy.
That's the definition. That's what you do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could never be that because I could never pay somebody to give me something I can do for myself.
Everything
It's
is
just
transactional in a sense. If you really bullet
it definitely is. I agree. I
Because-
agree.
Baby, how
I
many times
agree.
you like, well, you don't do this? I be like, babe, why you what's the name? Well, you got to do this. You got to turn this knob. It's like an escape room. I always say that, like trying to get out of the motherfucker, solve a riddle for certain things, but like it's a trade off in a sense. Like I got to do certain things, not all the time. It's not mandatory. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say it's called foreplay.
Not that part. I'm just saying. But
Oh
you know what I mean.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Exactly.
So, did the older dude teach y'all foreplay?
No, I already knew everything I needed to
At
know
17,
when
when
I
you was
met
dating an
him.
older dude, you knew
I've-
what foreplay was.
I've never dated an older dude when I was 17. When I was 17, I dated a 17-year-old.
I was there. So all right, when you was dating an older guy, how old were you?
Like 35.
Oh,
So I was
he
already.
like 45.
Yeah,
and that
he
was
was-
like the end of the Goldilocks zone. Like if,
If he was old.
He was
It
actually
wasn't like how-
he was 50. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay.
Actually,
So,
he was 50.
Let me explain to our listeners if they don't know what the Goldilocks zone is. The Goldilocks zone is like a place like where our sun is and our planet is. It's close enough that it's not going to burn it up, and we're not going to freeze in outer space. If we was any closer to the planet, we wouldn't have life. It'd burn up, and if we was any further, it would be frozen. So a Goldilocks zone is like a comfort zone where it's like any way to the left or the right is off.
And you define that as 10 years.
I mean, that's only, I mean, 11, 12. Like the average is 10, 11 years.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I think that is a plus to date somebody who is I would say older for women, younger for men. Because I think that if you marry somebody who has your back, not you're just looking at them for the physical aspects, but somebody that you know that have your back and they're gonna take care of you. You as a man, you will want, yeah, you will want somebody who's gonna
cook or going to be a good mother.
right, but that's what you would want though.
I mean, initially the looks will get you in the door, but after that, I mean, for both,
Right.
And then you get to talking like this nigga dumb as shit.
But as
Use my number, you block.
But as you get older, though, as you get older, you will want somebody who's young enough to be able to do those things for you, to care for you. Not necessarily like that's what you're looking for, but you will want your wife, if you eventually marry this person, to be able to take care of you.
I think the married. I think, and this is just me. I think like within 5 years, give or take, it's probably real. I think that probably will have the better success rate, even when it comes to attractability and Asian, that y'all close to each other and y'all not in all these different places in your life. It's not to say that it can't work no other way. I think it's probably more success that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's for men or women.
It's a reasonable gap.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's
I
it's not
agree.
no law.
Because it's like it's the same age, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, similar experiences, absolutely.
Yes.
And I think
Mhm.
beyond the age thing, like 10, 11 years, sure, but I think experience is the most important thing.
Yeah, I think that this gets scary for a woman. A woman go through changes. Like for instance, if you 35 and your wife she 45, she maybe going through menopause and different things and stuff like that. It's not that it's he's not going to understand that when he's looking at the 30-year-olds and he's still could get a 25-year-old.
Well, that's where y'all need to do your homework too. Like you have a lady who is getting older. You need to do some research on menopause. You know that she's gonna be going through these things. So you need to do some research so that you can be aware of when she's having these mood swings or when she hot all of a sudden. You know, if this is your lady that you say that you care about and you love and you want to make sure that she has everything that's gonna benefit her.
It's no different
That's
than
like
a guy, when we reach 30, 35 years old, we start losing testosterone. We can't build muscle, start losing
right.
hair, dick don't get hard, excuse my language. Certain stuff happens just with age. We all go through stuff. You know what I mean? And that's another thing, again, like we was just saying, like with the age dating, because like we just be in different places when you get out of that Goldilocks zone where he at his prime or she in her prime and you just on a decline.
We probably don't know as much about men as they probably have heard from us because we're more verbal when we're going through than they are.
Yes.
I hear that.
That's because men, I feel as though they're ashamed of what they're going through. So they don't want to say what they're going
And
through.
it may make them feel not as masculine when they're
Yeah.
going through.
I mean, like, excuse my language. Like sometimes if you ain't never seen him on the soft, or not just on the soft when some cold water hit him and everything is inside of his daggone stomach, you ain't even going to see him do that. So you definitely ain't going to hear him have that conversation because it takes a lot to have that conversation, even with men. Men don't even have that conversation with themselves because they hear the other guys when they in the group. Yeah, boy, I like this. And then round 2, round 3, nigga, like 3. When you get a certain age, like 2 and 3, like boy, I want to sleep all night and stuff like all night. What?
This nigga cabin.
You know what I mean? So like, but that's the reality for men, and it changed. Have I changed?
Yes.
I got older.
Yes.
That is part of it. You too, Nick.
I know.
Yeah, we do.
But we're changing together.
And that's what I mean by that. That's what I mean with. I can understand it and I respect it. It's like it's changing together. So it's like no sweat. We both be in there asleep. Yeah, baby. Later on the night, the next thing you know, she in there sleep. Then I just go in there like, I'm called anyway.
Wake up in the morning, my bad.
Yeah, my baby
Yeah.
girl.
That's when love trump all of that physical. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It has to be a different you have to have a different relationship other than a sexual relationship.
I
And that's
agree.
with anybody.
I agree.
If the only
Mhm.
relationship that you have with your partner is a sexual one, it's not going to last long
No.
because your sexual first of all, your responsibilities is going to trump how many times you want to have sex with
Yeah.
your partner. Like the responsibilities alone is going to make you tired enough to say, "Listen, I'm going to need you to leave me alone tonight." You know?
But and then you can't be selfish either if you know that person had a long ass day, regardless of how your hormones are. You gotta be considerate
You have to be
both ways.
considerate.
That hey, I gotta make sure she all right, and I gotta make sure she get her rest. You can't just be me, my
Yeah.
needs.
Right. And y'all have to both, and that's where the communication come in. Because both of y'all know that.
Yeah, but sometimes it'd be hard for men to have that conversation. That'd be fights and stuff, arguments and stuff like that because like when you at that point in your relationships where like you arguing over sex or like it's like you gotta like try to solve the riddle as the guy, it's like you can't even have the conversation when you're that far gone where we ain't. It's like you go up there, she sleep or she say she tired, and you try to do everything, and you still don't like you doing these things, or he just not being romantic or like starting off in the morning, or how like because all everybody wired different, and like it be when you can't talk at that point. I think it's already too late. I could be wrong because like I know this as a man and having all my friends are men. Like when is at that point, it's always an argument when a guy bring up sex.
I just
That's just not having it.
I think it's hard for people to have that conversation. And the reason why I think that when we did our episode far as a sexless relationship,
Yeah.
when a lot of people I know saw that episode, they actually different people came up to me and said, "Y'all did really good that y'all could sit there, talk, and have that conversation where majority people can't even have that conversation within their
That's
own
what I'm saying. It's
relationship."
hard
So I definitely believe it's a hard conversation in a relationship.
because a lot of times, if you trying to have a conversation about getting sex, you don't want to have an argument
And then you don't
about
get
it.
it.
You definitely ain't getting
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
The deal is still you definitely not getting it.
Right.
So
And most times that's how it ends.
yeah,
But you got to start the conversation, like whether it go bad or whether it go good. You have to
yeah,
talk
you
about
gotta
it.
die. You gotta
You
take
gotta
the
dive
sacrifice.
into
You
it.
Yeah.
gotta go through it. I agree.
Because it's important. Either you talk about it or you continue with the cycle.
Exactly.
It's not, the cycle is
It's
not
a
going to
healthy
end.
subject. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not a healthy cycle.
me and Joe talk about it all the time.
Soapy Joe.
Yes, we talk about it all the time because, and it's not, it has nothing to do with age or anything like that, but because we have the kids now.
Yeah.
Big
It's like,
responsibility. Yeah.
yeah, it's a huge responsibility. I am like, when I tell you drained, most of the time, I'm never too drained for that. But he respect
Women
the
take
fact,
note.
yeah, but he respect me enough to understand that okay, yeah, she tired. If she come upstairs, she just go like right out. She's tired, so he'll
You gotta have a plan
definitely,
B.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what that is. What's plan B?
Well,
Well, and listen, but as long as y'all know.
yeah, Palmer Lee.
Yeah, okay, well, as long as y'all know, and it's fine with me, but he's so like he respects my boundaries so much
That's
that
good.
he know that how before
Y'all
in
got an age difference?
we do. I am 47 and he's 53. So
That's in
I feel like we the same
fine
age.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's in
yeah, I feel like we cuz we
got 3 year difference.
yeah, we're on the same
I got me a
page.
youngster over there, Jordy. Young lady.
That's
lady.
so funny.
Tenderoni. Fresh
But
off the porch. So-
but I appreciate the fact that I don't feel pressured into doing stuff, and sometimes it feel abnormal because I've been in relationships where I felt pressured,
Yeah, too.
so it feels a little abnormal, and I'm
when you say pressure, though, what you mean by that?
like you can tell that your partner has an attitude,
'Cause they ain't
because you're tired and they have not gotten any. You're
Mhm.
at home with the kids all day. You're cleaning the house, making sure that everything is taken care of when they get home, and doing the stuff that you're supposed to do, um, including working. So and then you're tired. So now they get in the bed. They only work their 9 to 5 or whatever it is. So they come home, they still have energy.
Yeah.
When you've been working since the time you open your eyes.
Yeah.
So you don't have no energy left.
That is.
Yes, you have no energy. So you're like, I'm dead to the world.
But that's what I mean. You gotta read the room. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to a person's tired. I be tired. You know what I mean? I get it.
That's the selfishness, though. That's what we were talking about.
Well,
you can't be.
Yeah, but like that person should have communicated how they was feeling instead of making you feel under pressure.
Right.
Go ahead, babe.
I was just going to say, like, although, yes, a person may be tired, don't want to do it, but in the same time, you also have to think about that person that needs it.
Yeah, that's the man
So,
side of it.
Yeah, I mean, and it would be the man side of it, but like in my opinion, I don't give honestly, and I don't give a fuck about what you need. Yeah, I don't give a fuck because if that was the case, if you would have come and you would have taken off some of my load, then maybe I would have a little bit of energy as well. So yes,
all the food that was on your plate, all the work that you had.
Yes,
I agree. Yeah, I would agree. I definitely agree with that part.
At that point, it's like I don't give a fuck about how you feel.
I agree.
You'll get it when you get it. When I have the energy to do it. But if you would have come and we're both sharing in those responsibilities, yes, everything.
The floor, take the trash out, and the nigga like,
now it's my time.
Yeah, now it's my time.
Exactly.
Like when is it my time?
And maybe that's the solution to being in a relationship where you don't feel like you're getting it enough. Like, have you thought about ways that you could make her have more time for you?
And that's the conversation that I have because I'm one of those people. I talk about everybody. I mean everything.
Some of these guys are just step out because they can't communicate.
Yes, and that's why, and that's the reason why I feel like communication is very, very important. I talk about those conversations that people are very uncomfortable with. I don't mind. I don't mind stirring the pot. I shake that motherfucker.
Like even
I need to understand how you feeling.
But even in some situations, like a person can read the room and know. Like if your man see that you go to work, you coming home, you cooking, you cleaning, you taking care of the kids, and then you're tired, he can read the room and know that. So he should just take the initiative. You can't talk about it. Take the initiative and help. Let me go make dinner. Let me go clean this.
Or just get what you need and let me lay here and go to sleep. Because it's been those type of days. Like I'm not participating. If you need to do what you gotta do, I just know that I'm not participating. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So be okay with that.
Turn to the side.
But it's about let me give you another perspective. Like the man side of it is that may not get communicated is that like I compare it to like the feeling of being hungry, and somebody tell you, how you eat tomorrow. So like that's how it feels to a man.
And I get
so
that.
Eventually he's gonna go fucking downstairs to the refrigerator himself. So
I get
but that don't take away from the fact that hey, we got life going on and that my hands are full, your hands are full, and we're tired. But at the same time, if you're expecting me to go to work just like you, right? And we're splitting everything down the middle. It ain't about the split, but we're doing this together, in other words, right? But on top of that, because I'm mom, I gotta deal with the kids, and they gotta eat, they gotta get ready for school. Somebody gotta help with the homework, and you just want to smoke your weed and play the video game. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, because it's not 50-50. It's not. I don't have no time off to do all of that.
100.
So yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, exactly, and I agree. No, I totally agree because it's not balanced. It's never balanced when it comes to those type of situations. It's not. Yes, we have to be. And then I mean that's what we have days off. You know what I'm saying? If it's not like it's going to be an everyday thing. Some days I'm more tired than others, so you should be okay. For me,
in general.
In general, I can't say general, but for me, 5 is good. I'm okay. I can do the 5. I can do the 5, but the thing is,
hold on. So let's say he don't get 5 that week, right? He get 3. Can he save the 2 and add it to the next week and make it 7?
Not the rollover.
Yeah,
guess what? If he made that thing happen, it can happen. I told you, some days I don't even need to participate. If you if you can do what you need to do, and I can stay here and just relax, I'm good because both of us get what we need.
Huh? Yeah.
But it's different situation because, like I said, we have the kids, so it's different. But like I said, that's why I appreciate Joe and his patience and yes, like it's amazing. Sometimes I be looking at him like, stop at me. You can't be you can't be real.
Oh,
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you found a real one.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's good.
And it's crazy that you being as though that I've been in those previous relationships that have tainted
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
me so much that I have to question when he's being genuine.
But you
And
also
I hate that. But I'm aware of it, so I'm trying to change it. But it's a thing.
you also
Yeah.
value and appreciate it though because of those
I
past
definitely
relationships.
value and appreciate it. Oh my
Yeah.
god! And when I when them kids be going with that grandmother,
Answer me this though. Do you think that we gotta be in bad
Oh.
situations? Do y'all think we gotta be in bad situations? We're gonna go down the line. Do y'all think we gotta be in bad situations to appreciate good situations? To even reckon it? Because like see how you say you appreciate it based in compare and contrast. You appreciate it. Do you think you needed those bad situations to appreciate it? Do you think you would look at those things the same if it wasn't for those bad situations?
Yeah, I wouldn't be aware of what I didn't like in somebody because I don't want to use bad. Because not all of the situation was bad. It was just a lot of things that I feel that people were not being inconsiderate
Yeah.
of what I was going through. But I think if I was not ever aware of how people can be so selfish,
Yeah.
within the relationship, I would not be able to recognize when people are not being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You.
Oh,
See, I was going, we was gonna skip over. This ain't
no, I think I would still appreciate it even if I didn't have like any bad relationships because I'm gonna appreciate the fact that you make me happy, you
Mm-hmm.
keep me happy. I feel protected. Like you give me. I'm going to appreciate it. I don't have to see anything bad to know when I'm getting love.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree. I think the reason why we find so much value in those experiences after we had the bad ones is because, at least for me, I don't know if I've had those good things modeled for me. So I didn't necessarily know what to look for before that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a good relationship was until
Mm-hmm.
I experienced the bad stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're in a position to have that stuff modeled for you at a young age, if you can see a healthy relationship, married parents, the love, the trust, the communication, then you don't need to go through that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people still do. You
Mhm.
know, it's just it's individual basis. Because I can say when I was young, a lot of stuff was probably they were trying to hide certain
Mhm.
situations from us, but we saw everything.
Yeah.
And no situation or relationship is 100% perfect. So,
Do you think like not to cut you off? I'm sorry.
go ahead.
It just made me think about that question. Made me think about another question, and that is like being asked. Like if you was to ask me now what I want, like if I was single, right, and I would know what I want based on all the stuff that I've been through because I know what I don't want, and a lot of what we want is based on what we don't want. But
Yeah.
if you ask me that like 16, 17 years old, I'm like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I guess to a certain degree, some of the good and bad experiences help us figure out what we like and don't like.
Yeah.
Definitely,
And they don't
you
necessarily take away from what you
don't
said, like
mold
as far
it,
as appreciating shit. You don't gotta
Yeah.
right?
necessarily gotta go through something bad just to appreciate
Mm-hmm.
good shit. And like you
Mhm.
said, just having something to model after and seeing it, you don't necessarily gotta go through bad stuff to know something's bad or know that hey, this is good.
Yeah.
Because it's individual. It's like what's
Yeah,
bad for you may not be bad for that
yeah,
person.
true.
So it's individually basis
There's a
basic.
lot of
So
people
you
in
don't yeah,
relationships
you
right now
don't
who think the bad stuff is the good
it's the
stuff.
good stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just
So it's all about your perception, what your
your perception.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
what's beneficial for you.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, shorty, and that's it. Listen,